And and welcome back everybody to DreamHack Masters Atlanta 2022 Latin America Closed Qualifier. Bienvenidos todos, bienvenidos to the last closed qualifier of every single region. Oh my god. welcome. Last night or yesterday we were covering China, North America, and Oceania. The day before that was Taiwan, Hong Kong, and we are finally here to get into our final series of the night. Oh boy, and as we get into our final series, I'm just quickly making sure that I have a co-caster as well, as he will be joining me in one moment. I believe, there we go, beautiful, he is going to be in the lobby with me. And yeah, I'm really excited. Because finally we get into the Latin American portion, where we have a pretty invested interest. Our boys have been making it through the qualifiers. Players like Vindicta, Pacomike, Starduck made it to the closed qualifier, Dolan made it to the closed qualifier, Ryu is here in the closed qualifier as well. And of course, that is the series that we are going to be covering. Of course, one of my favorite sons. I love him so much. One of mis hijitos himself. And yeah, we are going to be getting into this. Meanwhile, it looks like I just have to wait a little bit as well. Shaking my head as we are getting ready for our lobby. But I hope everyone has really enjoyed themselves. Again, today this is the final qualifier, so we're finally going to figure out what all the regions are going to look like. Europe, I believe, was last night. North America, Oceania, Taiwan, Hong Kong. All of these regions will finally kind of figure out where we are all going to go. And speaking of, it seems like I am joined by my lovely co-caster himself, Edbardino de StarCraft. Welcome, Ducklings.
Hello everyone, sorry I'm late. I was busy picking what I'm gonna put in the bed today.
True. Oh my god. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna need some time to guess what that is. But speaking of, we are already diving into our first series of the night. A bit of un clásico. We've seen them face off many times in Copa Hyperion and in Sentimiento Latino, especially in the finals. Some of the best Zerg and Protoss that we have to offer.
Yes, indeed. That is going to be our first game of the day, guys. And the map is loading. It's going to be Cosmic Sapphire, map number 1.
Boy, here we go. Ducklings, have you been keeping up with the qualifiers? Have you been keeping up with the players? Mate, this close qualifier, it's got a lot of interesting names.
I know, right? Like this guy here, the blue Protoss player in the top left-hand corner, the Mexican player, Pacomike.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Peruvian Zerg player himself representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Ryu. Oh boy.
Yeah, so everyone probably noticed that we were not here for the qualifier on Friday. And apparently we made some juicy qualifier, mate, because there's one player that advanced that I was not expecting.
Yeah, I think we both assumed that Terran would make it through, right? Like we had a lot of hype around him. He was a little bit of like an enigma where we didn't know what his skill level was. We didn't know like what level he was at. But Alexander, aka Tiratuga, he made it through.
Yeah, mate, he crushed the qualifier. He beat Tabo 2-1 in the third round of the qualifier, and then he beat the Zerglord himself in the final. So it was incredible. And he's currently playing versus X.
Yeah, exactly. El Colombiano, mate. We haven't seen Eggs in a very long time. He's been on a hiatus. He's been on a break. He hasn't been showing up for the weekly. So I'm curious to see what that turns out to be like. But yeah, my heart goes out to the Zerglord, man, because this has not been his year, you know? Like, two seasons in a row, man.
Like, and it's not like he's being weak or anything. He's actually, really strong. He has been playing a lot. He just, I don't know, he got unlucky.
Yeah. He always ends up with really, really tough brackets. And yeah, maybe it's nerves. Maybe it's on the day, just something's not quite right. Like, it's always really brutal, especially when, like, brackets don't have like double elimination or anything like that, it can be really, really heartbreaking because like we both know how good the Zerglord is. We both know that he should be here. He deserves to be here, but not this season, unfortunately.
Look, mate, this is Latin America, mate. Only the strongest survive.
Yeah. Only the strong survive. And Jaime.
No, you take a wrong turn and suddenly you face Alexander and then you're done.
True. Suddenly you get Protoss, baby. You get Protoss. But speaking of Protoss, we have a very interesting opener here. I'm a little bit scared. We do have a Twilight Council opener coming out from Pacomike. Very unusual. This is going to get completely scattered as these Slowlings and even the Overlord are going to be able to get in. But there's also a cheeky probe here in the top right.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that probe. I'm guessing Pacomike is gonna build something later on, but yeah, little mistake by Pacomike. His door was not a door. Like there was no unit there to protect the entrance. I guess the Stalker was busy like hunting the Overlord, which he did not even kill. So it's still there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Stalker. He was in position to deny a scout, but then Lings just walked in the door. It's like, oh. So yeah. I mean, we know Ryu. We know he's amazing at scouting, and this is a very peculiar build. Ryu, he did get into the main base, and he does now check with his Overlord. This is why I love Ryu. He's gonna check, and he should see the lack of gas here. And we do see actually Pacomike, when the Overlord comes in, he pulls back into gas. He wants to make it look like he isn't getting charged. That it's gonna be something else.
I do wonder if Rio bought it or not. That's what I really want to know.
Yeah, like it can be really hard to tell. Thankfully, Ryu is getting a safety Roach Warren just in case.
Yeah. And by the way, that cheeky probe that we saw earlier, mate, he has been doing some stuff.
Oh, okay. Not as cheeky as I thought. I was really scared it was going to be a proxy Dark Shrine. I was like, oh no.
Me too.
Oh my god, but it is going to be a proxy gateway, which means we have 5 gates in total. That's honestly pretty committed here. But Pacomike isn't all in. He is actually mining some gas, and he is taking a third base as well. So he doesn't plan to just end the game with this.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe he got scared that Ryu probably scouted him correctly. But he got the Starling. Yeah, he got the probe, cool. And yeah, here we go. The Zealots coming on the third base. Not as many Zealots as Ryu probably was expecting, but this is still gonna do some damage.
Yeah, exactly. The Queen goes down. It looks like 1 drone will get picked off as well, but only 1 drone. Thankfully, the micro is good enough here for Ryu, and with these reinforcements, he shouldn't really sustain too much losses, just mainly lost mining time in that 1 Queen. Oh.
I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that if Pacomike went for a Zealot link, he would probably have won by now. Like Ryu doesn't have much really. Like look, there's not that many roaches.
Yeah, these reinforcements are actually overwhelming Ryu right now. Like the roaches are doing a decent job, and again, Ryu isn't losing much of his economy, but there's still so many charge lots.
Yeah, this is starting to get out of control. Like I don't want to call it a below the loss mate, but it's a below the loss mate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, roaches are what he needs right now. He's making more of them as best he can, and he will eventually clean this up. What's important is that he makes sure that he doesn't lose too many workers. If he holds, like, he's gonna be okay. He's a little bit behind in that worker count, but like, he's at least not losing anymore.
Yeah, and I think Pacomike is gonna stop. He has not built any additional Zealots, but the damage has been done. He's losing workers. He lost a lot of queens, a lot of roaches, a lot of larvae. This, oh my god, and Ryu just GG's.
Oof.
Wow, Pacomike with game number 1.
Yeah, the 5-gate charge loss. There was a third behind it to get us wrong. There was also a Forge and +1 on the way as well. But Ryu really underestimated what he scouted. He really underestimated the power, how many gateways there actually were. Oh.
Yeah, GG made the power of Protoss.
Exactly, and like this is the scary thing about Pacomike, because I feel like players like Master and even Zions are a little bit more standard or a little bit more straight up with you. Pacomike can be very, very deceptive. He can be very, very cheeky with his builds, and oh boy, I'm sure Ryu wanted to get into a longer game. You know, he's all about that macro, and he couldn't get there.
Yeah, even I was surprised by Pacomike's, even though I had like the view of everything, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, it's so crazy because that proxy gateway was so out of the way, right? Like it was all the way in the top right hand corner. Like the it takes a long time for Zealous to move out across the map and actually, get any damage done. But like that's why it's so unexpected, And it's like I'm sure Ryu was like he saw the first wave, he was like, oh okay, I'll clean this up, and then they keep coming. He's like, oh that's fine. Then they keep. It's like, oh, they like the Zealous, they just don't stop.
Yeah, it just didn't stop. Like, yeah, unfortunately, if only Ryu had like a little extra roaches at the beginning, he would have hold without much issue. But the problem was there was not that many. The queens fell, and everything just got out of control after that.
Oh yeah, really out of control. And with that, Pacomike will take the first game. It's a little bit scary because this is a best of 3. Oh god, this is a best of 3, but there is at least a lower bracket.
Yes, there is double elimination, so even if Ryu loses right now, he still has a life left. He can go to the lower bracket and advance. But yeah, Light, map number 2 is now loading. It's going to be your favorite map, Data Sea.
Data under the sea, papi. Yes, let's go.
I refuse to call it like that.
oh, I have something in store for you, papi. Oh god. There may be a song in the works just dedicated to this map. It's awful.
Oh god. Yeah, and welcome everyone. Speaking of awful, here we have the awful Protoss player who won. I don't know. I almost want to say unintentionally, but there we go. This is the Mexican player from Team Super, Pacomike.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data under the sea, papi, we have the Peruvian Zerg player himself representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Ryu. Oh boy, and yeah, I do worry a little bit just because like game 1 was very quick, very unexpected, and that sort of game can also get a little bit tilting, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Look. Ryu is a professional, okay? He has been playing for years. He has been playing versus Pacomike for years. He's fine. He's fine. He's like, he probably feels a little hate in his heart at the moment, but that's normal versus Protoss, right?
It's like, that hate was always there, he he always felt that way about Pacomike. It's fine. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
And yeah, so far we have some pretty standard evidence here from Ryu at least. Again, that's the other thing, right? I'm talking a little bit about that last game and how like unexpected everything was. Ryu wasn't really a cheeser. I don't think I've ever seen him like roach rush a Protoss player or like Ling Bane all in or anything like that. That's just.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he has done it like sometime, but yeah, usually it's not his style. Like I can't recall a single time this year that he has done it on camera. Yeah, Ryu is usually the normal guy. He was like, 3 bases, mid to late game. That's the kind of style that he really loves.
Exactly. I've seen him like Ling Flood in like ZvZ or something, but like that's it. Like, it's like, and ZvZ is a little bit different. So it's does that really count? I don't know. Like sometimes Ling Flooding is macro in ZvZ. Oh god.
No, like it's not. Stop telling yourself that.
You're like, man, that's some copium right there, man. Stop link flooding, you animal.
And yeah, game number 2, Pacomike has chosen his initial tech, and mate, is going to be a Stargate opening.
Yeah, Stargate is going to be on the way, so this is much more standard. But Pacomike is the kind of player to, if he wanted to, even if he goes for an Oracle first, to go into a Void Ray. Like that's the scary thing about Pacomike, is that despite the meta, he is more than willing to go into Skytoss.
Like how many subs if he goes for a Fleet Beacon?
Oh no. No, don't do it, Pacomike, don't do it. No.
There is a Void Ray opening to start with. I don't know why you started with a Void Ray versus Ryu. Like, you already been scouted, mate. Stop. Once again, the door was not a door. To be fair, it was almost a door. He was like, the Zerglings were just like 1 second earlier.
Yeah,
but yeah, Pacomike once more has been scouted. Ryu, immediately after he saw the Void Ray, started to move his Overlord out of the way. I love it. The villain's like, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah, he's like, get that. They're like, suck it in. Like, try and squeeze all the way out. The Void Ray is on the hunt, by the way. Pacomike is trying to figure out where that Overlord is. Does go towards the top right. Isn't there.
Oh.
Turns around.
Wait, this is the vision of the props? No, it's not.
No, yeah, he doesn't see.
Yeah,
wow.
He's gonna survive.
Yes, but the Void Ray is going towards the south instead. There's another Overlord here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map as well, so we'll see if they can hide from the killer, mate. It's a horror movie. The Void Ray is looking around.
Yes, it is. I'm guessing that the Shark team at the moment in the background. That's exactly what I'm imagining.
Oh god, so he is going to be hunting around. What's important is that Ryu, he's just about to finish Overlord Speed. With Overlord Speed, he's going to dive back in and figure out if there's a second Stargate, if we have more Void Rays, if we have more Oracles, or what the hell is going on.
Yes, and what is going on behind this is, mate, is your favorite build. It's Glaive.
Ooh, it is going to be Glaive at Eps, but this is going to be an interesting version, and a more committed version, because how many gateways do we have? We have 3 gateways on the way. We already have 2 here at the natural as well, so 5 gates in total. That's a lot of gates.
Yeah, that's a lot of gates. The Overlords are coming back. The first one got sniped, but the second one enters the base and sees everything.
Yeah, exactly. He does confirm the gateway count. He does confirm the Twilight Council. He also sees the lack of Forge, and the Forge is usually your tell for something like Blink Stalkers. And Ryu should be getting ready back at home, already making some roaches.
Yes, roaches have begun, and the first adepts are moving out.
Oh yeah, the adepts are on the way. Ryu, he is set up for a wall, is set up to completely wall up here at the natural base, but his third base is still going to be a little bit exposed. All the queens are coming in forward.
Yes, and there we go. Roaches, queens, they are ready. The defense has begun. Nice wall here in the natural base for Ryu. The Shade finishes. He's trying to break in. He's gonna, yeah, he breaks in. It's not a cancel. And mate, the base has been breached.
The base has been breached. It did take a long time to do so. He cancels the Shade actually to target fire another couple of these workers. So, oh, drones are falling left and right. 8, 9 drones are going down. In the end, this will get cleaned up, but another wave is coming.
Oh, the second wave is probably gonna be the one that's hurt the most, mate. Let me go. 11 drones. Is it gonna be 12? No, it's not. Yes, it is 12. 12 workers in total. So there is 49 workers for Ryu, 63 for Pacomike.
Oh my
god. And even a couple extra just to, just to give it the cherry on top.
Yes, this is almost game-ending damage right now. This is insane. Pacomike well ahead in that worker count, and Ryu's got options. He can either go for an all-in here with the mass amount of roaches that he has, or he can try and macro up and try and catch up economically, get a 4th base, and it looks like that is what he plans to do.
Yeah, I mean, this is Ryu, mate. He wants to play at minute 30, okay?
Yeah, we'll see.
The question is, will he survive it?
That's the question, mate. That's the question. The Void Ray is trying to hunt more Overlords. Speaking of Overlords, we do see an Overseer coming in here for Ryu. He's going to scout the Forge. He's going to see it researching. He's going to see more gateways. He should be able to piece together, especially because there's more gas, that it is going to be Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, Blink Stalkers is going to be the follow-up for Pacomike. After that initial, so I will call it very successful, raid at his opponent's base. But Ryu is not, he's not one to just idle, mate. The Hydra then is done for him, and mate, now we're going for lurkers.
Exactly.
Ryu's favorite unit.
He is the lurker king of Latino America, papi. Maybe even the world. It's hard to say, but I really like this. So Ryu, there's a couple of things that you can do, because you are behind. He is behind. He has to try and catch up and take a risk. His risk right now is he is taking up very quickly. He went straight for the Hydra Den, isn't going for any Hydra upgrades. He's going straight for the Lurker Den as well. He's probably going to morph in like 5 or so Hydras, immediately get them into Lurkers, and that is how he plans to defend against the attack.
Yes, Lurkers are incredibly well built for defense. So Pacomike needs to be very careful, but he's not waiting. The Blink Stalkers are ready and they're moving across the map. But meanwhile, Ryu, with a few roaches, just moving, trying to intercept and kill as many players as possible. I don't know how to tell how it's gonna be, but meanwhile, the big fight is happening here near the 4th base of Ryu.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, Ryu is just trying to slow this down with as many bios as possible. Meanwhile, we do have roaches going for a little bit of a counterattack. They will be cleaned up, but you know what? They are getting some probe damage.
Yeah, 6 workers killed. Not bad, not bad. Especially for basically an afterthought.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, we need to get rid of these roaches eventually. Hydras are now on the way. We don't have them yet, so we don't have any lurkers for the time being. Again, if he can get lurkers out, he will be able to defend.
Yeah, the Pit Hydras are just now being built, but Pacomike is putting all the pressure here. And mate, I'm not sure if Rio can defend against this at the moment. Like, he needs to build time.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to build time. The creep is slowly receding. He's slowly forcing this back. The first 4 Hydras are now out, and now Ryu has the option to morph them into those lurkers. For the time being, though, he is still dancing with this army, and oh god, there's a massive Adept Warping coming in.
Yeah, I was asking, like, where are Pacomike's reinforcements? They are not reinforcements, mate. There's a second strike team coming here on the other side of the map. And yeah, 7 more workers have been killed for Ryu, and this is looking really bad for him.
Yeah, it really is.
There's still 0 lurkers in the game.
Still 0 lurkers here. I was really surprised that Ryu didn't morph them in immediately. As again, we have that lurker den available. Instead, he's just trying to pump out as much army as possible. He's trying to drone up as much as he can. He actually doesn't really have the money to make lurkers right now.
Yeah, he's been so focused on defending, on building more army to resist Pacomike, that he hasn't had the money left to build any lurkers, which is not what you want when that is your specifically plan to survive.
Yeah, exactly, and he needs to, otherwise he is going to be pulled apart. Like, there's no detection, there's no observers. Like, there's actually no way for Pacomike to deal with the lurkers. And here we go, 11 lurkers are now on the way, but oh god, he has to make sure he keeps them alive.
Yeah, Pacomike sees the lurkers. He's gonna try to do as much damage as possible before they finish, because once they are out, he cannot deal with them.
Ooh, exactly.
Yeah, there we go. Just in time.
Just in time. I appreciate this as well. Immediately, Ryu, he is rotating a couple of lurkers here towards his 3rd base as well, just as the Zealots are going to be coming in. At the same time, Pacomike is going to be forced back. There is no detection. Ryu should be able to hold on to his bases.
Yes, nice transfuse on the hatchery. It doesn't even lose any health. And yeah, and what are the observers? I worry for Pacomike. Pacomike has forgot to build any observer. Okay, there is 1 observer. Yes, only 1 observer, and instead he's focusing on Immortals.
Yeah, exactly. So because of this, Pacomike cannot break him, but Pacomike doesn't intend to break him. He now meets up with his observer, finally, and now he can clean up some creep. But we do have a transition into Sky Toss. This entire time, though, Ryu has been sitting here in the main base.
Look, Ryu's gonna see everything anyway, so why bother? Why bother?
True. Meanwhile, we have a couple of overseers. One of them does get sniped, but again, if Pacomike loses this 1 observer, he cannot deal with any of this army.
Oh, playing into the base with the lurkers. This is not a good idea. Pacomike loses a lot of his stalkers.
Yeah, questionable blink. I don't know if you noticed, he blinked, and because he blinked, he left the observer all on its own and got sniped. So no detection at all. At the same time, Pacomike is trying to take a 5th base here on the right-hand side, but Ryu is going for a counterattack.
Look, Pacomike, I appreciate what you're doing, but you need observers, man. Like, doesn't matter if you build 100 carriers if you don't have any observer.
True. Here we go. The lurkers are going to be able to forcing their way up this ramp. There is a lot of army, to be fair. We have storms, we have carriers, we have immortals. We have a pretty terrifying army. Ryu is working on vipers, and ooh, not bad. They do have a little bit of energy.
And there we go. Ryu is slowly but surely moving forward.
Up.
Nice jang on one of the Archons.
Yeah, 1 Archon does go down.
Mate, Ryu should play a Terran. You should play Terran. He's really good at this.
Yeah, like, you know, imagine this, but with tanks, papi, with tanks.
Yes, and once again, Ryu moving forward. Where is the observer? I believe there is an observer in there. The observer is in the middle of the fight, and oh my god, this is a lot of Immortals. The army of Ryu is being crushed.
Oh god, exactly. Ryu is forced all the way back again. These Immortals just doing so well target firing. There is no observer with this army, but we do have a 2nd observer coming in from behind. Vipers are coming on in as well, but what can they do?
Oh, nice storms all over the lurkers. Unfortunately, lurkers are pretty chunky boys, so they survive.
Boy, yes, and with this high ground, with this ramp, it looks like Ryu is going to be able to hold on, regenerate, transfuse, gather more energy, and Pacomike has been slowed down. Carriers were revealed, and Ryu does have a Spire just now finishing up so he can get into Corruptors.
Yeah, there you go. Only a couple of Corruptors being built at the moment. Ryu is a little bit starved of money. He he's still 20 workers behind of his opponent.
Yeah, exactly. He's slowly trying to get another base up and running. He's slowly trying to work on his drone count. But right now, he has to focus on that army. Again, there's a very terrifying ground toss here. Look how many immortals there are. I just realized there's, what, 7 immortals?
And there's more on the way, mate. Like, mate, Shakti may no longer play, but he's with us in spirit.
True. We do have one yoink on that immortal. The target fire is pretty good on that hatchery, but Pacomike may lose a little bit too much of his army as Ryu does stand in those storms.
Yeah, most of the army of Pacomike melted. There's still a lot of immortals left though, and the carriers and archons are still alive. So he basically lost the Zelos and the Stalkers, which is okay, I believe, especially because Ryu lost one base, and it is one thing that Ryu cannot afford at the moment is to lose economy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, his economy is still in shambles right now. We do have one lurker harassing here, actually doing so much to just hinder the economy of Pacomike as well. So Ryu isn't taking this lying down, but that recall was pretty important. There was a moment there where maybe Ryu could have just tried and surrounded that army and cleaned it up, but a lot of that was saved.
Pacomike still amassing those air units. I'm a little bit worried for Ryu, mate. He has not built any extra like anti-air units. Like,
yeah,
I'm not sure if he has enough corruptors.
Yeah, I wonder. So, as he does get a yoink, it looks like he will be able to take down one of these carriers, but only one. And the rest of the army is pushing on forward. There's a lot of lurkers behind this, though.
Oh my god, nice storms. All of the corruptors will gonna fall immediately, mate. And I fear this is the beginning of the end. There's only lurkers left here, and he's completely surrounded. And there we go. GG. Pacomike takes the series 2-0.
GG. Pacomike. Game 1, he goes for a charge timing attack. Game 2, the Adepts cripple the economy of Ryu. And Ryu was doing a great job at surviving from there and trying to catch back up. But he was, after that attack, he was perpetually behind in the drones, behind in the economy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Pacomike didn't give him any chance to recover. Like, you know, just get ahead and keep ahead, you know.
Pretty much. Like, Pacomike was so good at just expanding, at getting more workers, at keeping his worker count up, and even teching up as well. Getting a really nice response to that mass lurker style of Ryu, just focusing on not disruptors, but actually immortals, because they can also do fairly well. They are chunky boys.
Yeah, so congratulations, Pacomike. He advances to the next round. He's gonna play the winner between Master and Chaos Fate.
Oh, okay. So he's going to be going up against a Protoss or a Terran. I just got an update. Master is currently up 1-0 against Chaos Fate.